What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Box Out Boys. I'm your unexpected host, Joey the Long Boss McCroskey. And joining me tonight, it's Chris, the Stats Man Gorman. Hit him with the stats, Chris.
Hey, hi. My stat is after the trade deadline, going from the Rui Hachimura trade up to today, there were 2 first-round pick swaps, 7 first-round picks traded, 36 second-round picks, and 59 players overall traded in this trade deadline. It was a fantastic trade deadline.
So many second-round picks. And as always, making us sound as delicious as Dove chocolate. It's Adam, the professional Bruns. Adam, how are the levels tonight?
They are fantastic. Beautiful.
Great. Well, it's going to be an easy one for you because you only got 2 of these to cut. So
Yep.
we'll get into it. All right. Well, it's just Chris and I. So we're going to get through the trade deadline that was pretty chaotic starting about, I don't know, earlier this week when Kyrie did his thing. We'll maybe hit on that. But the big blockbuster happened last night and then all through today. But we'll work our way to that. We'll work our way to the golden age of the trade deadline for this season. But we're going to start off just kind of casual here. Show you the sicko mode. Chris, most surprising trade, most favorite trade. What struck you from all the deals made? Which was the one you needed?
Wait. This trade besides KD, my favorite trade. All right, it's the trade I'm going to talk about with my little Bobby head here. Which I feel like is the second most obvious trade, is the D'Angelo Russell Lakers, the 3-way trade with the Jazz, Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Los Angeles Lakers. D'Lo, Malik Beasley, Vanderbilt go to the Lakers. Minnesota gets Mike Conley Jr., Nickeil Alexander Walker, while Utah gets Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones, 3 second-round picks, Russell Westbrook, who might go to China at this point, and then a top 4 protected Lakers first-round pick in 2027. When I first heard this trade, it was the same night that I'm pretty sure it was the same night or the night after that the Nuggets it was the night after that the Nuggets that blew out the Timberwolves by 30 points. And I was at the game getting this bobblehead that you see here, where D'Angelo Russell in the first half went 7 of 7 from 3-point. And when you're at the game and you have a ticket, if they make 11 or more threes in the game, you get a free Arby's roast beef. So we hit that in the first half thanks to 7 of D'Angelo Russell's 3-pointers. And so I had a soft spot. I had a soft spot for D'Angelo in that game. And that's kind of the player he was for the Timberwolves. And he's kind of been his whole career, where if you watch him on a good night, you think he's like one of the best players in the league. But then you watch him on another night, you forget that he's even in the game. Traded for a guy like Mike Conley Jr., who is always just kind of there. Like, he was a 1 All-Star. He's in his 14th season? Is it 17th? I should have.
It's got to be more than 14.
It's insane how many he's been in the league since. I mean, he played college with Greg Oden. Like, that's the longevity of
2007. 2007.
So this is his 16th year, and he basically made the All-Star like how Scorsese won the Oscars, right? It wasn't his best season, wasn't his best movie, but it was kind of like, hey, you know what? We got to award you with this. Departed's not the best, but it was good enough, I guess. And then Utah's just keep getting assets. People keep seeing Utah won the trade deadline, and I'm kind of annoyed by it because I'm like, they didn't get any better. They just accumulate assets. They're not trying to win. So typically teams aren't trying to win are going to win trades more often than not.
Right.
Anyways, this was my favorite trade.
It's a lot easier to sell than it is to be buying.
Yeah.
Well, as much as I don't understand your Martin Scorsese film reference.
Oh, hey, Titus. Titus was on the same page. See, if Titus was here, I think you would have got my Scorsese reference, Titus.
He would have. It was probably Django. Is that Scorsese?
That's Tarantino.
Oh. I've seen Django and
Scorsese, like Goodfellas.
Hey, let us know in the comments, or if you're listening to this later, if you want to hear us do a can Joey name the movie pod, because we toss that around. But, all right, I did not do my the best trade. I did the most surprising trade, the one that kind of befuddled me the most. Look at the Lakers Nuggets trade. So the Lakers got Davon Reed and 3 second-round picks, and they sent Thomas Bryant to the Nuggets. In Bryant's games this year when AD was down, the dude was monstrous. Like he was fantastic. Limited minutes though so far this season: 12.1 points, 6.8 rebounds, 70% field goal percentage. Devon Reed is given that like 2 points a game. Like from the Lakers side, I don't know why you do it. There's a lot of movement they had, like having a backup big, somebody for AD if he goes down again, seems like a pretty reasonable thing to keep. For the Nuggets, though, I mean, that's an absolute win, right? I mean, you send Jokic to the bench for his rest, or if he needs a rest game, whatever it is, like having someone like Thomas Bryant, who has been having a great season, I think is fantastic. I do think there's a conspiracy here. I think it's because he was calling for the ball. He was posted up on LeBron's record-breaking shot. That's my favorite picture of the whole night. He is posted up, just great seal, great position, great fundamentals, and I think that's why he got traded. LeBron didn't like that in his picture. So,
well, Thomas Bryant. Okay, so he technically report came out that he technically requested a trade.
Really, I did not see that.
Yeah, it came out very late, and it was pretty tight turnaround time on that. Regardless, I am surprised that this trade got done the way it did. I mean, there were a lot of seconds traded, but seeing 3 seconds and a player, Devon Reed's an asset. He plays 12 minutes a game as a backup big. And to see that happen for the Lakers, great trade. Lakers kind of, we're not going to talk about like teams who won, but Lakers had a really good.
I thought the Lakers had a very good deadline,
and like
they accomplished everything that they needed
to. Like that, and they're able to give up Bryant because even though Bryant's been fantastic for him, Jared Vanderbilt's perfect as a defensive role. Even though he's undersized, but
I just did not see that coming. I think the Nuggets actually absolutely hit a home run on that one for them.
Yeah, man, the Nuggets are like my favorite for the stretch run, even after this deadline with the team that we'll talk about in a little bit.
Maybe a little foreshadowing to a question coming up here later. All right, let's move into the second question.
Oh wait, we got one from Titus. Most surprising trade, Golden State giving up Wiseman. That is probably the most shocking one. Just because
they haven't really played him. They kind of pretty much gave up on him a while ago.
So my shocking part of this trade is not the Wiseman to Detroit or Saddiq Bey to Atlanta. It was Gary Payton Jr. Was that? No, that was 2 separate trades. Never mind. But yeah, Saddiq Bey for Wiseman, and then Payton for 5 second-round picks.
Yes.
And then I have Portland here for Kevin Knox. Was this a 4-team trade?
No. The Wiseman trade was a 3-team trade. It was between Detroit and Atlanta. It was Golden State, Detroit, and Atlanta.
Yeah, but it was just those 3 players traded for each other.
That is correct.
No.
Correctamundo. I think that's what it was. Yeah. The Hawks got Saddiq Bey, the Pistons got James Wiseman, and the Warriors got Kevin Knox. Oh, you're right. Kevin Knox had 5 second-round picks.
Yeah. So that was I mean, Wiseman. I don't know. I don't even know if I should still be high on Wiseman. I still like the talent, and even though it hasn't been come fruition, but I think it's kind of perfect for him to go to Detroit. I think I said the same thing about Bagley when he went there a year ago, and he's kind of just been kind of mid. So we'll see what happens with Wiseman. But it's kind of funny to see Gary Payton II go back to Golden State after signing to Portland in the offseason.
Yeah, that seems like a sneaky, well done move by Golden State. Like they planned that because they didn't actually trade him; they let him walk for free, and then they're like, "Okay, we'll get you back in the trade deadline." Just
Yeah, but then they gave up 5 second-round picks.
Yeah. But hey, second-round picks. I mean, the most surprising thing of this entire trade deadline was the second-round picks that were getting slung around. You said 36,
they're pennies,
36
of them, man.
Yeah,
they're pennies on the dollar.
I mean, that seemed to be the currency of choice for this, and whatever. I can't understand it still, but all right. Second question tonight, though. Best B tier move. So there's varsity squads, JV squads. We're calling it the B tier. Chris was already kind of alluding to this as he was going through some of his other stuff there. I listed the best B tier move though as the Hawks getting Saddiq Bey, and I think it kind of slides. It's not a huge shocker. The Hawks are 28th in 3-point attempts and 22nd in 3-point field goal percentage. The league average right now is 37%. Saddiq Bey's a 35% field goal 3-point shooter. They don't have a lot of shooters on the team. Bogdanovic is their best. There's some guys that have higher percentages, but their attempts are very low. The Hawks kind of sliding into this and getting that happen when I don't think the Pistons really needed to get involved in this. I think that's a sneaky good move by the Hawks to just kind of step in there and get somebody who I think helps their team. Young player. It seems like the perfect kind of fit. They didn't have to give up. I mean, I don't even know if they moved some second round picks, probably around.
They were the 5 seconds.
Yeah, they were the second rounds, but it's what they need. It just seemed to be a sneaky good deal for them. And it answered a question that they needed. Like, it was a glaringly obvious question that they needed to answer, and they managed to do it with somebody who, young talented player. I
agree. Saddiq Bey, he's a 3-point. He makes 2 a game on average, even though he's this year at 35%. He's still a guy that's going to knock it down. They've been looking for that wing guy. They were hoping it would be Cam Reddish or DeAndre Hunter, and the fact that they traded for a guy that they hope that could be to help fill in that lineup with DeJounte and Trae Young makes a lot of sense. So Saddiq Bey's the man.
You would think too he would have better looks at 3 on a team like the Hawks with DeJounte and Trae Young.
That's a good. That's
facilitating the ball. Right now he's just getting passes from Jaden Ivey, and there's not a lot of ball movement happening up there in Detroit. So I think might get some better looks.
My favorite B tier trade. This is kind of like, a trade that goes under the radar. Nobody really cares to talk about it or think about it. It was the 3-teamer. A lot of 3-teamers this year. It was a weird deadline, man. But Philly gets Jalen McDaniels, Portland gets Matisse Thybulle, and then Charlotte gets Svi Mykhailiuk, multiple second-round picks. I heard No Dunks pronounced it way better earlier today. I forgot how to say it.
Hey,
what's up, boys?
Special guest joining us.
Whoa!
Yeah, I just realized I forgot my Audacity, so.
We've got a special guest.
Sorry for late joining. I know I was listening to the show. We're doing what we're doing. B tier trades.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just talking about Matisse.
Chris is giving us Svi Mykhailiuk.
There's 2 things about this trade that I like. I've always loved Matisse Thybulle, and I don't think he's getting the opportunity he deserves. And maybe importantly, he'll actually be given that opportunity. And then Jalen McDaniels didn't really get the opportunity he needed in Charlotte. And I feel like Philly upgraded for a better 3-point shooter on the wing than what Matisse is giving them, while still not giving up that much defensively. So upgrades for both those guys. While Charlotte, they get this guy that I can't pronounce his name, and second round picks. They didn't actually list how many second round. They just said multiple for this one. So I'm assuming it's like 2. But that's where I'm at. Yeah. What's your favorite B tier trade, Titus?
I liked Crowder ended up going to the Bucks. That might be like a C tier trade. But
no, this is huge.
Yeah, it's a great B tier.
I thought it was a great pickup for them. He kind of fills that PJ Tucker role. Is basically what everybody was saying right away as soon as that trade went down. He's gonna play, big minutes for them in the playoffs and finals potentially. I just think that it fills the gap that they needed. They needed another defender, another kind of big man to help out with the Bobby Portis injury. So
did you see the tweet that Jay Crowder sent out after he got traded?
No, I did not.
Sometimes you got to chop off a finger to save your hand. That was awesome.
That's a good one.
All right.
Should we keep it rolling? Am I back in charge of the show?
Are you back in charge, or do you want me to?
Now, should we talk about the obvious trade that we have not mentioned yet?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to keep it. I'll keep it. You could do the outro because I can't remember.
Yeah, all right, yeah, that's fine.
All right, so moving into the big one, obviously, we kind of have been we've been tiptoeing around this, but let's do it. Kevin Durant goes to Phoenix, little midnight trade. Chris was up with Woj and Shams early in the morning up in Minnesota, sending us all kinds of stuff. Woke Titus up to the good news, I guess, if you're a Phoenix fan. But the deets are Phoenix gets Kevin Durant and TJ Warren. The Nuts get Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, who has been since moved along, 4 first-round picks, and a first-round pick swap, I believe, is the pick swap. So this is the biggest one of them all. Kyrie, I mean, that's minor compared to this to this ordeal. Let's go around the horn, though, get initial thoughts. Then we got some follow-up questions on Phoenix in the Western Conference. But Titus, what do you think about the KD move?
I love it for Phoenix. I love it for Phoenix. My dad is out in Phoenix. He was at a game recently, so we called each other today and talked about it. Huge move. This is the move that I always am telling teams to make. Like giving up Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges is big. Those are two key pieces of their team, right? But those are not guys that are going to be difference makers in a championship run. I mean, yes, they would be contributors on a championship team, but KD's the guy that's going to win you the title. I mean, I know people don't like him, but we forget that he's a 2-time Finals MVP with Golden State. That he should have he got there with OKC before when he was younger. I mean, with barring injuries and kind of what happened in the Nets, you can't tell me that team wouldn't have got far or gotten there again too. Who knows if they would have won, but it's crazy. So for me, this is a great move for Phoenix, a great move for Chris Paul. Him and Booker are going to be together for the next couple of years. So, it doesn't guarantee a championship by no means, but I am very high on this trade.
Yeah, for sure. Chris, let's two-prong question to you. Thoughts on the trade as a whole, and then what do you think the window looks like for the Suns here? Is this is this a short-term, window they're looking at, or is this kind of set up for a little bit longer?
So first off, the trade, people were saying how the trade, the Nets got less for KD than what Jazz got for Rudy Gobert. But like when you look at, because of the picks, they got 4 first-round picks and 1 pick swap. When you look at Mikal Bridges, he's essentially 3 first-round picks in and of himself. He plays every game. He's the prototypical kind of player you want, which the Bulls have as well, and another player that won't need a name right now. But Mikal Bridges is that guy, and I love Mikal Bridges. He is the perfect third, 3.5 kind of option who is Mr. Reliable, awesome defensively, hits solid 3. Anyways, but this 3. So the thing is, Kevin Durant is 35 years old, bad knees, not playing right now. Right. And Titus, you obviously know what it feels like to be 35 and up there. And
These are great.
I think it's a great home run kind of trade. It was either you had to trade Chris Paul or go all in with this team right now. And I love that they went all in. But they have 2 years, right? Like we're seeing LeBron at 38 kind of do what he's doing. Can we imagine Durant doing the same thing at that age? I don't know.
Would you count this year in the 2 years? Would you say this year and next year?
This year and next year.
Because I'm kind of thinking I think it's 3. I think it's this year, and then I think it's the next 2 years. I'm with you, but I think that third year is a very gray window area. But and the only reason why is because Booker is still young. So yes, KD is kind of on the wane.
26.
I mean, Chris Paul, who knows? Chris Paul might just be this year. He might be kind of washed after that. But I think they have a chance.
Aiden's
and Aiden's young too. Yeah,
Aiden's young. Yeah, I think the big one here, everybody's kind of forgetting about Ayton in this deal. It's Big Daddy Kumquat coming in. 2 years starting next year. I agree. I think it's absolutely 2 years.
You think they can win it this year? They can win it this year, right? Now, Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the window, if they don't, this year plus 2 more. I'm kind of curious to see what this does for Ayton because I can't get a read right, and they haven't really given us a read on what actually his like disgruntled feelings are. If it's more of like he wants to be the guy or kind of what it is. So I'm kind of looking at this from maybe this is a good move for him. Kind of like the really ancillary, second prize of this trade is you get KD, but does this actually take somebody like Ayton and say like, it's not just like we're going to get to the conference finals or the playoffs and then we're going to kind of fizzle out because all it takes is Chris Paul going down with a heel injury or something like that. Again, like, hey, we're making moves. You and Booker are young. We're bringing in a guy here who's going to give you this window and like we are all in right now. And does that kind of like rejuvenate his kind of attitude and change his mood?
Definitely. So yeah, I'm
excited to see this. My favorite part of this entire thing is Ja Morant has to be just just got to be beside himself. I think those are some of my favorite memes going around today. I just can't believe that this happened. Reading all the background stuff now about all the Kyrie drama and like a lot of the stuff that went down that like rubbed Durant the wrong way with him. So it was just, it's a big deal. I mean, this is big. This kind of stuff doesn't happen like in this kind of as impactful as it was. So
so KD, he's easily the
wild.
best player to ever been traded mid-season.
I think so. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better example than Kevin Durant.
I know I heard a couple of other examples going on. It was like Melo when he went from the Nuggets to the Knicks. There was a couple other guys, but I think even at the end of it all, KD is going to be a better or greater player than Melo was.
Well, the fact that KD was an MVP candidate this year.
Yeah,
like, he was great this year. The Nets looked like a championship contender this year.
He was an MVP candidate last year too before he got hurt.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
I think people don't like him, and I see why you don't like him. You know what I mean? He's kind of abrasive, and he's kind of done this before. With with Golden State getting blown up, and then going to the Nets and that whole mess, and now people are like, "Oh, it's his."
He had total control with the Nets, and completely ruined.
So I get it, but like the talent, he might be. He still might be a top 5 talent in the league. So
yeah, he is definitely. Yeah.
Well, that being said, top 5 talent in the league, best talent to get traded. So let's go down the road here a little bit. Let's assume the Phoenix Suns go on to win a title this season or next season. If they win it next season, team's still the same, right? Structure is the same. It's Paul, Booker, Ayton, Durant. Is this Golden State Warriors 2.0 that they could have done this without him? Or is it kind of the other way around where they absolutely needed him and he's the reason? So if they win one, does he get the credit or does he not? Titus, what do you think?
I think he gets the credit. I think he gets credit because in this situation, the Golden State situation, they were coming off. They had lost, but they were a 73-19 that had lost in the finals too.
And they won it the year before.
Yeah, they had won it the year before, and so it was like they had gone back to back. They were the greatest team ever assembled. Lost in 7 games to LeBron. It seemed ridiculous that they were going to add Kevin Durant in his absolute prime. This is a team that went to the finals 2 years ago, kind of a fluky bit of a run because of injuries and everything like that happened. Lost to Giannis, and then just got embarrassed last year by the Mavs and Luka. So I think this is going to be looked at as like, all right, we were close, we were a good team, but we were never going to do it without KD, and KD got us here, and we won it. I think he'll get his flowers if they get it this time, but it's the NBA, so who knows?
Yeah, that I agree with you, man. It's because the Suns didn't win it. Like looking at like how it kind of like paints another light to me of how insane the fact that Durant went to Golden State. I'll never get over this. I'll be on my deathbed.
This is one of your things,
dude. One of the best players of all time decided to go to one of the best teams because he just had no self-confidence in himself to do it himself. He felt like he had to go. Yeah. The Phoenix needs him, and he needs Phoenix. And if they win, great. Because honestly, I still don't think, and we'll get into this next, but I don't think they're the favorites to win, come out of the West. I think some people think they're like it's a clear favorite for them, but they got like 20 games or like 20 or 30 games really to figure this out before the playoffs start.
Yeah, someone tells me they don't need time to figure this out. Like that's
give the ball to KD.
Give the ball to KD. I mean,
ISO and
let's be honest. Like Booker, not like this is like you can't double all 4 of them. Like
what are you gonna do?
Like if you want to live with Chris Paul taking mid ranges, like okay, maybe that's your best chance. But like Ayton's good. Booker could put up 70 on you with his eyes closed if he really wants to. KD could do the same. Like it's a weird team, and like I can't think of somebody that matches up with them, except for maybe Boston. Is probably like the best player for player matchup.
We say
like I mean Brown's down with a face.
Well, that's the Lakers though. The Lakers did a lot to kind of match up with this team. Obviously,
I just don't. Let's be honest. I don't trust the Lakers yet.
Yeah, I don't trust the Lakers.
I need to see that one.
AD's gonna be healthy.
I need to see that one play out a little bit. I picture like Phoenix being a fast, relatively small. Like they're not small, but like nimble, kind of quick team. Like Boston kind of does the same kind of thing. I don't know. That's not the next question though. The next question, guys. I think we're moving into it here. Western Conference Finals matchup, right? So the West was the big deal, or top 4 in the West. Sorry, we could do the finals.
Do that.
matchup
Yeah,
as
let's
part of
do
this.
that. Yeah.
Top 4. Let's go.
Top 4, and then the finals. So the West was the big shakeup. A little bit happened in the East, but all the big moves happened out West. Kyrie to Dallas, Durant to Phoenix. Lakers improved markedly, I would say. The Nuggets did some stuff. The Blazers made some moves. Kings were relatively quiet. Clippers made some moves. So a lot of things happening out on the West Coast. So who are the top 4 left in the West? Chris.
Yeah, my top 4 in this order: Nuggets, and this might be a little biased because I watched them blow out the Wolves and just dramatic. Like Jokic had a triple-double in the first half, which is just stupid. Suns, and then like it's kind of a cluster, but I have the Mavericks as kind of my 3. And then from there we got Clippers, Pelicans, Kings, Timberwolves, Warriors. And out of that, like if everyone was healthy, I would pick the Pelicans. But maybe with this revamp, it's the Clippers.
Did you not say the Grizzlies in there?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about the
Yeah,
Grizzlies.
and I would say the Grizzlies are in there.
I completely forgot about the Grizzlies.
No, I thought you had a super hot take coming
It's
our
so
way,
funny.
and
I know.
I was really ready for
I
you to say
I genuinely.
the Grizzlies are going to be free falling here.
I mean,
Um,
I'm chopping.
well, they had Luke Kennard, which actually was
that
a
was
sneaky
big,
good
sneaky
move
good.
to help with Desmond Bain get those threes because Ja can't shoot a 3 consistently. But no, Grizzlies are 5 to me. Like Grizzlies or Clippers. Like who are you taking?
Clippers.
So, sorry, did I jump in here, Joey?
No, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was answering Chris's question. That's Clippers.
So I was with you, Chris. I said no particular order, but I kind of agree with your order. I think it's Nugs, Suns, Mavs as the clear top 3. Then I could not decide who my 4th was. The 3 teams that I settled on it is between the Clips, the Grizzlies, and the Warriors. As for who is the 4th best team in the
so
West.
Curry's out for at least a month, right, with this weird injury.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. I
Curry's
forgot about
down.
Curry's injury. I don't know. I'm not saying who's going to finish top 4 in the West, but like if we're going to get into the conference finals matchups. But I think like those 3 teams plus one of those other teams will be the final 4 teams left.
Well, I think like what we're doing is like the top 4 in the first round. These are the favored teams to win their series.
Okay,
That's all I'm thinking, regardless of home or away.
yeah. I mean that to me that would be like, oh yeah, it would depend on matchup too. But I think it's Nugs, Suns, Mavs for sure, and then depending on matchup, yeah, it's Clips, Grizzlies, or Warriors. To me, as far as the next best teams, I mean, yeah, the Warriors got to get healthy and everything like that. But if they're healthy and good to go, I think that's going to be interesting. So.
No Timberwolves love.
No T-Wolves, no Lakers,
No Kings, no Pellies.
no Kings. I'm not. Kings I feel like a regular season team to me right now.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's a great story, but like, come on.
If they win like a playoff game,
Yeah,
I think they might try to light the moon on, like blow up the moon with that beam.
Like them.
And then what was the other team that I think I'm glossing over?
The Pelicans.
The Pelicans. Yeah. Yes. I mean, they're another team. If they're healthy, they're very good. But they've been kind of sliding lately. And, I know it's injuries and stuff like that. But they might just be a little too young. But
yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I had Nuggets, Suns, Grizzlies, and then Clippers / Kings. I'm leaning more towards the Clippers. I think we all kind of not.
But no Mavericks. You do not.
No Mavs. No, I do not have the Mavs.
Wow.
I don't know. That
Okay.
doesn't.
No,
that
that's
doesn't feel. I don't know.
it could blow
Doesn't
up.
feel the same. It could blow up real
It could
easily
blow
on
up.
me. The
No, I mean
Clippers-
like the Mavs
it could
could
blow
blow up.
on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to see more than like one game from Kyrie. Just to,
Yeah.
let's be
He
honest
looks,
here. Luka's
dude.
got-
The reason why I have him in my top 3 is because I watched that game.
yeah, but that's Kyrie. Like if you watch Kyrie play like every other night, you get that from him.
But that's
they-
what
they
I
beat
think
the
that's
Clippers, man.
that's it.
It was like
Like,
I'm like, and they went in without Luka. That was the first. So before they were 0-7 without Luka. They were 0-7 without Luka, and they were 30th in every rating category except they're 20th in offensive rating. And then Kyrie comes in and they beat the Clippers. It's like, what? Okay, hang on.
So my thing on the Clippers is I think everybody was kind of like joking about them actually, ever being healthy and playing. And it seems like they might have played this pretty darn well, kind of perfection, right? Like they let everybody talk about them resting Kyrie and Paul and all that stuff, right? The guy's never healthy, never playing back-to-backs, and like it's paying dividends. Like Kawhi looks good.
Yeah.
Like he looks really good. He looks in shape. He looks fit. He looks like he's got it going. And something tells me like they're in for a little bit of a run here. They added Bones Highland in the deadline, which isn't really like the sexiest thing, but it's not bad.
A bunch of moves. They got Mason
nothing. It's not.
Nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Mason Plumlee doesn't really move the needle for me. The little
Like
left-handed shot.
Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon's the other one I was gonna say. Like that's a veteran.
We got some guys.
Good defender.
Got some guys, man.
So I'm high on the Clippers. I think I kind of said this. I think at some point earlier in the season we were talking about teams to eliminate, or maybe something. I'm a little high on the Clippers, so I'm curious to see. I'm not ready to trust the Mavs yet, but everybody else seems kind of tried and true. The Grizzlies, they'll figure their shit out.
Yeah,
Luke Kennard's a good ad for them. I think that's from watching the Bulls game. Like they're either hot from three or they're not. Luke Kennard just adds another wrinkle to it, so that should be juicy for him. So
I think it definitely does. I mean, the West has been shaken up because I think before the trade deadline, I would have said it's clearly the Nuggets and Grizzlies as the two best teams, and then everybody else. But then now I think there is, 4 or 5 teams, maybe 6 teams that you're like, okay.
Everyone went west, man. Everyone went west.
The Western Conference playoffs are going to be a bloodbath.
It's a great point. So why did the West stack? Like, why did they load up? Like, who are they? Right. I mean, is it because of Jokic? I mean, you sent us a picture of
triple-double.
You sent us a picture of Jokic as like a 10-year-old with the dad bod already, and like, is that what they're afraid of? Is that what they're after? I mean, let's be honest, right? The Nuggets have been a great regular season team for a while, and they've failed to deliver in the playoffs with Jokic as their star. So,
I think that maybe my only kind of like one thing I'm a little bit bummed about after the trade deadline, because I think the Nuggets, even though they did make some nice moves and stuff, I think they are kind of a loser here a little bit, because I thought this was clearly their year to kind of come out of the West.
Yeah.
Or it was starting to shape up to be that way. Like Lucas or Jokic was playing great. Jamal was finally starting to round into shape and becoming the Jamal that he was before the injury. So they were really kind of cementing themselves as that best team. They were kind of neck and neck with the Celtics as far as record goes. And then to kind of have KD come and Kyrie come, now it's like, oh, okay, maybe it's not so clear cut for them. That's my only kind of bummer. But
the Nuggets, like the thing no one's talking about the Nuggets, and it's kind of like the hidden secret, is Aaron Gordon is a monster now.
Yeah,
the guy's only 26 years old. I had no idea he was still that young.
I didn't know he was that young. Yeah,
and they still have Jamal Murray, who's coming back from his ACL tear. He's had moments where he looks like a superstar again.
Yeah, he's been balling.
Michael Porter Jr. has been a solid player. So, mix all that with Jokic and Bruce Brown. I called him out, and he's playing some defense now, so he can keep doing his thing. But that's why I still like the Nuggets as kind of, but like again, like that regular season lens. It's such a different atmosphere when you get into a 7-game series, and it's just all matchup based, and defense plays such a significant role.
I mean, I was really kind of starting. I've been watching a few of their games lately, and I was really starting to believe in Jamal. Like, all right, if this guy's back and this guy is Jamal Murray, they've got that dude.
Bubble Murray.
Yeah, Bubble Murray. They've got the dude that can just go get him a bucket when kind of they're doubling on Jokic and they're not letting him do his thing. So, but I don't know. It's going to be a tough series or playoffs.
Yeah, I would say the Nuggets. Last thought on them. I hear what you're saying. I don't know if they feel the same way, right? Because all this went down, and I mean, you would think they may have panicked, could have done something. All they did was trade Bones Highland. I mean, realistically, they traded Bones Highland and got 2 second-round picks back for it.
Yeah.
Well, they got Thomas Bryant. They got back big.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they were that concerned about all this happening, you probably wouldn't have sent Bones Highland down the road for 2 picks in the second round, right? So
sure, yeah.
Interesting approach from them. We'll see what happens. But
continuity.
Continuity. Well, you can't have continuity if you trade at least one player. All it takes is one. But don't worry, guys. They were active.
They were active.
The Wolves were active.
But yeah, let's go.
All that being said, do we have a Western Conference final matchup that we think is going to happen? Want to see where we take this?
Go for it, Chris.
I just wanted to say, because I felt like it was obvious. So I just wanted to get it out there.
Get the obvious one.
Mavericks.
Okay.
If there's
Ooh.
truly a script in the NBA like there is in the NFL, it's Suns Mavericks.
So I had two that I wrote down. Suns Mavericks was one of them because I think that obviously KD versus Kyrie is going to be interesting.
There's so many wrinkles in that one.
So many wrinkles. I mean, the Suns Mavs rematch. Luka. This time we have KD.
Booker, Luka.
Yeah. Ooh. But the other one I thought would be interesting is Suns Warriors.
Yeah,
KD going up against his old boys. Come
Yeah.
on, man. Wouldn't
Yeah,
that
that's
be
true.
that would be juicy too?
that'd be
Juicy.
fantastic. Yeah, so it's Suns and
It's
Suns.
Suns. It's Suns and Suns. Yeah, let's just get the Suns and somebody. And then I couldn't bring myself to say Suns Nuggets though. I was like, that's that.
Suns Nuggets.
Clippers,
Oh,
no Clippers Nuggets love here. That's probably the most boring one. That's like
Yeah,
the
that'll be the
NBA
most
geek
boring.
one, geek one.
yeah, that'll be the script fell through.
Yeah.
We lost some pages.
My wild matchup was everything the Lakers did somehow makes them just fantastic,
Oh.
and they jump in here, and then you get like a Suns Lakers finals.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, dude, like I'm keeping
And
an eye
that
on the
would just
Lakers.
be. I am too. Honestly,
Mhm.
we kind of hinted at this, but their trade deadline was good.
They
It
made
was
moves.
real good. They basically
guys.
said, "Hey, cool, thanks everybody for helping LeBron get this record, but he's heading
Yeah.
out to you, and we're gonna send you down the road and bring in some other guys, and we're gonna try again."
Like honestly, Malik Beasley, that's the one name I don't think I mentioned yet. Is he can get a bucket. He can get 20 points in a random game.
Mhm.
And
They added
Vanderbilt's
some
a good defensive
shooting.
guy. Russell's ahead. He's his most efficient season right now. Everyone's downing D'Angelo Russell. Russell is off D'Angelo's way too hard. It's like D'Angelo Russell, he can't play defensively, but the man's shooting shots and are hitting shots. So
Sounds like we're all in agreement, though. The Suns
and
are
Mo
making
Bamba,
rush.
he's more than a lyric, and I think Los Angeles is going to help with that.
Yes, the Suns need to make the conference finals.
They are.
And
It's if they don't make the
All right.
conference finals this season, that's
There's so many good storylines. We got
That's
Suns,
bad.
Lakers,
That's
Suns,
bad news
Warriors.
But what about the finals
Suns,
matchup
Mavs.
of Suns Bucks? Because I was thinking that, like, all right, the next step, if we get Suns Bucks, so we get a rematch of that
2 years
finals
ago.
2 years later, and this time it's KD versus Giannis. You know, their history with like the toe on the line from the Nets series. Like, does that get super? Because now I kind of
Jay
I know,
Crowder's on the Bucks.
Yeah, Jay Crowder's on the Bucks. Like, come on now. I mean, I'd rather. I know Boston is still going to be in the mix there, and the Boston Bucks series is going to be an absolute war. But man, Bucks Suns, I'm rooting for it. Give me it.
Yeah, I think I'm on board on that now.
I'm in for that. I don't know who I'd root for. That's a tough one.
Oh, it's
tough one.
Bucks. Bucks, yeah.
I mean,
Bucks?
I'd be
I
rooting
don't
for Chris
think I-
Paul too, man.
Nah, I'm out.
I'm out.
I actually hate Phoenix. I want nothing. I hope that team crumbles, but again, the storylines are great. So
I thought it was Philadelphia. What happened to Phoenix?
if it's a Phillies Phoenix finals, you guys are
Oh.
doing the pod by yourselves for that month. Like,
Oh, God.
I'm
That would
out,
be
guys. I'm
the
going to
Chris-
Mexico. I'm
the
like,
Chris
I'm
nightmare.
off the grid. Like, get me out of here.
Philly. Something terrible has happened.
Yeah, right. How would that even happen?
Something absolutely awful has happened.
Anybody but Philly.
Should we talk about any East,
Yeah,
any
East-
West notes before, or let's just you want to just brush on the East real quick?
Yeah.
This is just it's Bucks Celtics, right? This is the only thing that matters in the East. Bucks Celtics.
Okay, guys, if you're gonna do it right. Okay.
Yeah.
Bucks Celtics.
All right. But those are the only two teams that matter. Or does Philly kind of matter?
No.
So Philly,
Does
you gotta
Cleveland
like
matter?
keep an eye on, and the Cavs are like a cute story. You know, it's like, oh hey, look, they won a round. But then the one team that we're gonna forget about, and then they're gonna do something is Miami.
Oh, you're
Right?
right.
Like Miami's just gonna like, Max Strus is gonna get 35, and Hero is gonna drop 30 together. It's just
They're
like,
gonna
oh man,
ruin
Miami's
somebody's-
winning again.
Is Miami really pushing the Celtics
Miami?
to 7 again?
Ugh, it's likely
Yeah.
to happen.
And then we're gonna be all like, oh, come on. It's 88-92. We can we get some
Right.
real games.
There's 2 minutes left in the
Yeah,
fourth. What's
2
going
minutes
on
left.
here?
We're overtime and it's
Defensive culture.
the culture. They got Lowry's just trying to take charges.
Yeah,
This
no,
donk
but-
donk.
You're
I mean,
so
ever
right.
since everyone left the Nets, and Ben Simmons is still coming off the bench, even though
Right. That's bad.
He's going for 6-man. All right, you know what?
That's 6 man. It's crazy.
That's 6 man.
I think he's gonna come alive. I think my boy Ben Simmons, he's gonna come alive and the Nets are going to be rejuvenated.
And last team, just because there's no one else to really talk about on the East, is Jakob Poeltl is back in Toronto.
Saw that.
Maybe Toronto rejuvenates in the second half. People thought they'd be sellers; they were buyers.
They were buyers.
Yeah,
They
we'll
were
see what Toronto can do.
person buyer.
All right, hold on. We should probably can we touch on the Bulls? And
I was gonna ask
anything?
instead of just go right at the Bulls.
Okay,
I'm not ready for it yet.
I'm ready.
Any players you expected to get moved that didn't?
Ooh. I think
Kobe. Honestly, I thought Kobe White would
Kobe?
get moved.
Kobe White. I thought Kuzma would get moved. So
Wait, I
that
think
one-
on the Bulls.
No.
or any
just
any
in
of it,
general,
Eastern
just general.
Conference too.
Yeah, I just thought that to me it means the Wizards think they have a shot at convincing Kuzma to stay in Washington.
Well, after that,
seems-
Rui. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I just listened to No Dunks too much, but OG Anunoby not getting moved, right? Wasn't he on the?
I think the asking price was too high. No one
Yeah.
wanted to give up 3 first. I mean, they would have given up 8 seconds, but not 3.
8 seconds. Seconds were hot. Seconds were hot, guys.
We're hot, man.
All right, well,
Yeah,
it's in the chat. We can do it. Let's
me
do
sick.
it. Titus,
Yeah.
Titus, lay it on me. Lay it on thick.
What are the Bulls doing, man? I mean, so first off, Joey's hitting us with rumors that they were going to send Zach to New York. So you guys convinced me that was the first step of a domino effect to blow it up, which is kind of what I've been saying. But still, like, what was that move? And then they're just like, we're not going to add not one shooter. We're not going to. They were like 2 for 15 tonight from 3 and lost to the Nets.
3 of 28.
3 of 28. Like, what the hell happened over there? No shooting. Can't get a rim protector. Nothing. We're not going to do anything. Come on, guys. What are
Mo
we doing
Bamba
here?
was just hanging out there.
Yeah.
Man. He was available for a second pick, and a guy that they would just waive, and Pat Bev. So, like Drummond, I don't know about Drummond. Yeah.
And then I think like you talk about Kobe White, but I think the Bulls just completely missed their window on trading Kobe White and Pat. I want to say Pat Beverly, but not
Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams. Yeah.
God damn it.
They just missed the window. They can't those guys are worth nothing now. You could have got a piece for him, last year, 2 years ago, but you didn't. You fell in love with it. You didn't pull the Mikal Bridges trade. And I don't know what, I don't really, where do the Bulls go from here? I mean, what do you think, Joey? Is this going to be just a 10th seed? Because the other thing, too, is Indiana and Washington have taken a nosedive. So I don't think they're going to.
Dude, how about Indiana, man? That team is good when they have all their guys, but they're like actively trying to lose.
Yeah, they're like, hey, let's try to.
Like, oh, Halliburton, you're hurt. Tyrese, you're hurt. Yeah, no, you're out for 6 weeks. Yeah,
Yep.
it's just a sprain. No, you're done.
Nah, that thing's broken.
Yeah.
But no,
they're getting into the play-in. I mean, that's nobody else wants in.
They are getting in because
can I also layer in real quick that in the offseason they have Kobe, Vooch, and
Javante and one more.
Javante.
Hey.
Yeah, someone else they have to re-sign, or they just let him go.
Kobe's going to walk, by the way.
false. Kobe is restricted free agent, so they can actually keep Kobe.
Oh,
which
so they're gonna sign him to a
They're-
4-year.
they're going to.
Oh
You watch.
my
They're
God.
gonna fucking offer him 4
Good thing
years.
you got a jersey because he's gonna be on the team forever.
They're gonna offer him 4 years,
Unbelievable.
and I mean,
You got to be kidding me.
He's
What I was
getting
gonna
10 mil a
say-
year, right? He's gonna get.
what I was gonna say
I think he's
is
gonna get 40 million for 4 years.
Say it, Joey.
this is the team for the next 3 or 4 years, right?
I feel like he just like
No, no,
That meme.
It's
that
it.
Mekhi Phifer meme right now.
It's it, right? Like any team that could have possibly needed someone like Vooch did it now
Yeah.
and kind of got what they needed, right? Like there may be a sneaky team out there, but the sneaky team that needs someone like Vooch isn't going to pay for someone like Vooch,
Yeah.
right?
So the Bulls are going to pay him.
So he's probably not going to ask for as much as he thinks he is. So the Bulls are just going to sign him.
Mhm.
Kobe White, restricted free agent. They let him walk. They have no shooters unless somebody becomes available, right? Like they hit this buyout market, like Will Barton, and are they going to go crazy on this? Like, what are they going to do, right?
Here comes
Probably not.
Russ. Here
Probably
comes
not,
Russ.
right?
Russ is coming. It's
They got Zach,
oh.
got DeMar. Like this is it. This is like at least 2 more seasons of this. When your GM comes out there and says we were super active at the deadline, we just couldn't make any. We just didn't have No, you weren't active. You had options to be active, and you didn't do it.
I tried,
Like-
guys. I really
I
tried.
tried.
Right, I tried.
Good job,
Like
good effort.
okay, the New York trade, no one, like Shams and Woj never confirmed if that was real for Zach.
Yeah.
They never confirmed those rumors were out there, but the stuff I was seeing was from the Sun-Times, the Chicago Sun-Times. So like, it wasn't like some people
Yeah.
just shooting the
Wasn't
shit.
just like the box out boys. or something.
Right. It wasn't just the box out boys giving you lukewarm takes
Yeah,
and
it was
substandard
just-
analysis.
These were guys.
So,
people plugged
There
in.
were things to be done. You can't tell me like you couldn't have talked to the Nuggets and gotten Bones Highland.
Yeah, exactly, like a Bones
Like,
Highland. That's
It was 2 second-round picks. Like,
Yeah.
you could have put something together that could have been more enticing to them than that. Right.
Yeah.
Like,
What's the thing? They went all in 2 years ago with DeMar and the Vooch trade, but since then, what have they done?
right. They've done
Goran
nothing.
Dragic, Drummond. They're not really
Right.
making any more moves.
Yeah.
To your point,
And they have those perfect players like Drummond and Dragic are like, you have 2 guys who are like veterans that like someone needs that, right? Like there's
Yeah.
got to be somebody out there who needs that veteran presence. And to me, like I think they're just blowing smoke up our asses when they say that they were active and trying to make it. They just couldn't find anything happen. I'm like, you weren't trying, I don't think. I think you guys are hell bent on seeing this squad work because they put it together, right?
yeah.
Like the Bulls were notorious for not doing anything. Then all of a sudden you had a new regime come in, they did something, and
Yeah.
they are hell bent on seeing this
Saying,
team.
yeah,
happen,
did it.
right?
well, and
They
like
need
you
to
also
see
don't have
Lonzo do
pressure.
something.
I'm sure they have no pressure from ownership. Ownership prefers to
Yeah, you're under the
Yeah,
luxury
it's kind
tax.
of-
Great.
yeah, you're under
Exactly.
the
Well, that's the
tax,
other thing,
you're
too, is
Kind
like
of good. You're competitive.
They might
That's
go
all
into
they
the
want.
tax next year.
Yeah.
Hey, if you make the play in, it's an extra 2 games potentially for them. Just some extra revenue in the pocket of Jerry.
Look, here's all I ask for the Bulls. Okay, make the plan, but be the 9th seed so that I can go to the game and see
Watch
a
you lose
home game.
once and then
I
be
go,
done.
yep, and I can just go have a nice experience with my boy Joey, and we can go and see a
It's gonna
game.
be a nice experience because
Well,
my
we had
favorite
fun the
game
last
I-
time. Even though we got
we did have a good time. We did have a good time.
The playing games are great. I went.
Yeah,
Obviously,
the
I went to
playing games would be
the
great.
infamous Timberwolves playing
Yeah, you were
game
there.
where they cheered
yeah.
like they won the championship. It was the best.
That's what I want to have. I
Not
want to have
gonna
our
At this
championship
point-
moment.
At this point, if the Bulls win a playing game at home, that's exactly how
it would feel just like
that. Feel.
Because we'll probably get the Raptors. So let's all right. We can beat the Raptors. Let's beat the Raptors at home. Let's win our chip. We'll be there.
I don't
and
know.
then,
Raptors got Pirtle.
then I got Pirtle, so I'm gonna eat.
Just eat
Vucevic
Vuce
alive.
alive.
Yep.
Although Drummond had 9 dunks on Pirtle in that game, so maybe not.
You never know. You never know.
I don't know. The Bulls are stupid. Like they've just fallen back into exactly everything that they've been for as many years.
Didn't take long.
It's just
And
tough because they're going a direction to go all in, and then they've kind of backed on that to do
Yeah.
nothing. And it just doesn't
Yeah,
make sense
they were-
what they're doing.
they were satisfied with being a 1 seed last year, but
Well, I think that's what, like, honestly, what kind of sucks because there was, I forget who was saying it. Somebody was, I was watching that Bulls guy on YouTube I was telling you about. and-
oh,
No,
is it
I
me?
mean, yeah, it wasn't you. But he was talking about,
Bulls.
they were a top 4 seed last year when they were all healthy, and that's what people keep saying. And but I think it was like one of those kind of a fake 4 seed.
Yeah.
I know that they got injured at the end of the
Lonzo, hey,
season. That's why they
Lonzo.
took a dive. But they're like, yeah, when Lonzo was here, we were a top 4 seed, and I think that
Yeah.
they're holding on to this hope. That I'm like, I just don't think that was true. I think they were a January top 4 seed. I mean, which is cool.
It was fake. If it was flipped, I'd be much more content, right? If their run of fantastic play happened in the second half of the season after the
Yeah.
All-Star break, then I'd be like,
Well, of
okay,
course,
fine,
yeah.
right? But as soon as everybody got good, right,
Yeah, they started
then-
taking it
then
serious.
it all fell apart. Also, let's remember that they lost like every game they played against the team last
Yeah.
year that had any sort of pulse.
But that's
So,
why I was still hopeful
like-
this year because they were beating those good
Yeah, they were
teams
beating those
this
teams.
year.
yeah,
And they
It's
were
the-
losing
I
to
mean-
bad teams. And
any given night, right? I mean, it can happen, but when you lose to the Nets after they trade Kyrie and Durant,
That's embarrassing, dude.
like that's where we're at as a team. So
Right. This is a
hey,
little therapy session at the
you
end
know,
here.
it's all right. I'm gonna light some sage. Okay,
Some
I'm gonna-
sage
I'm
it.
gonna pull Kyrie. I'm gonna put some sage on the shrine. All right, betting the Bulls gonna get some talking. Everything's gonna be okay. Continuity. It's gonna pay off. Derrick Rose is gonna come back in the buyout market.
Oh boy. No, that might be all right.
no,
That'll be all right.
Westbrook's coming, man.
Westbrook.
No.
If we get Westbrook, I'm going to be out completely.
Hey, wait, if they get Westbrook for nothing, not nothing, but they don't have to trade to get him, fine, whatever. Like, it can't hurt at this point. Like, it can't get worse. So why not? Like,
Another guy that can't shoot.
but like,
and who needs the ball,
and at least they did something. At least they did something.
I guess.
Like at this point, like it's done, right? Like you're not trading anything, you're not losing anything if you go and sign him.
Here we are complaining if they did not do anything, then they're going to do something. It's like we're complaining about them doing something.
The more I think about it, the more I kind of want Russ on this team because I'm like, I kind of want that. I want to hear all the fans go, we got Russ, we got DeMar, Zach, and Vooch. Like we're good. Talk themselves into it, and let's just watch.
Well, Titus, you're like a guy that would rather throw gasoline on the fire.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, we're already watching it burn. Let's throw a few more logs on. Come on, why not?
Yeah.
Let's get Russ in here. Yeah, fuck it.
Let's get Westbrook.
Let's get Westbrook. Who cares?
Maybe he could be his 2016 self. Who knows?
If he can teach Io, he can coach Io on being.
Oh yeah, you'll be a veteran presence.
Because I would complain about it, but
we don't have enough of those. We don't have enough of those. We need more.
Yeah. When that playing game happens and Russ is going off and dragging us to the second playing game, I'll be super excited.
Yeah, scored 28 on 4 of 30 shooting, but got to the free throw line 25 times.
Westbrook, I mean, rocking the baby in the stands just like everybody else.
Yeah. Then they'll definitely lose because he'll lose when he rocks. Yeah. All right, we're off the rails.
Yeah, we're off the rails. Nothing else tonight.
Final question around the horn. Trade deadline grades. What do you guys think just overall?
Just for the whole deadline or?
The whole deadline, all of it comes
A+.
Starting with Rui Hachimura to date. A pluses?
A pluses. I think that.
Actually, it is an A plus because KD is the best mid-season trade player ever. Like, there's no one like him, right?
As a deadline, this deadline was an A plus.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I think A plus is full of everything, right? Big moves, things you didn't see coming. Some guys asking for it. Some things happening unexpected. Yeah, the second rounder was a wild concept. We have to see what happens with that. But
I guess that's like the new first round protected. It's 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
There's one first round like lottery protected pick.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the balance has shifted back out west. I thought the East was kind of catching up to the West. You know, it had been a few years, but that is done. The West is officially the better conference yet again. So,
thanks a lot,
all right, Titus.
Take us home. Well, that is it for us tonight. Join us in 2 weeks. We're going to take 2 weeks off. We're going to take off for Valentine's Day next week, and then we're going to take a break during the All-Star game. We're going to come back March 1st and look forward to the next third half of the season, and that's when we'll talk more NBA basketball. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at the Box Out Boys. Slide in those DMs. Join us live Wednesdays around 8:30 or whenever my computer decides to turn on.
Nice.
Send us an email to theboxoutboys@gmail.com. And as always, like, subscribe, and review wherever you're watching this or listening to this at now. We very much appreciate that. So for Chris, Joey, and Adam, I'm Titus. Until next time, Box Out.